Oh yeah.
Go bule mkhe.
Ke bule
Kuka
njalo.
ngitshakela yona fresh jwang. What happened, Legal?
MK action.
Wait.
Since election.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello guys. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 9720 Unplugged podcast. Of course, where we have these conversations that really do matter. Where we engage, man. Of course, I'm not alone. With my hosts, the team is here. I got Spasha, got Don Vinny.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. Right. It's a full house. We here to converse. And of course, Spasha, what do you have for us today?
Like, what's on your mind?
What's in your
Spasha?
mind?
Like,
What's on my
like
mind?
everyone of
Okay,
us,
guys, there's nothing on my mind right now. I just shoot the best episode of my life.
All right.
So there's nothing that I can say is on my mind right now, currently. So, yeah, it's the stuff that is happening on social medias, guys. Yeah, like, even us here, Rosendal, we stand with Kwekwe.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
So we also like praying for justice for Kwekwe. So we just hope that justice will prevail. You know, yeah. So my guy,
What's on my mind? Yo, guys, not to be honest. Okay, ne. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
you're
but
allowed to say it, bruh.
What's on my mind is my girl, guys. Yo,
It's what?
His
my
girl.
Your girl. Who's your
Like,
girl, bro? Because
I miss
last time you said that you're no longer like dating, so now you have a girl, dude.
Yeah. That's like a.
You keep infringing
You
yourself.
see what I spoke about when I said the relationship was still fresh. You think about it all the time.
Guys, we are no longer like we are no longer behind the scene. We are no longer like child guys. So I don't understand why you guys always say that the relationship is new at the age of maybe above 22. You still have
My man.
Jesus,
Now, one thing
Spasha.
about me, when my relationship has hiccups, you know, it's one of those days like, hi man, yeah, it is what it is.
What kind of
Like-
hiccups?
Whatever relationship has, every relationship has fights. So, Tulening, it's one of those days, and I'm just like, I'm not in a relationship. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about Hana, it's one of those days. Mara, on a serious note, I'm in a relationship, guys. Don't
A
even
very
try
serious
to
one,
slide
nah.
into my DMs. Yeah, Mara, hey. Yeah. Besides that,
Everything is cool.
everything is good.
Since you've been shooting the podcast, how many DMs do you get? I want to know if this it has given you exposure.
Okay. I do get DMs, ne? But, like I said, I have a girl, so I'm not interested.
Yeah, man.
I just
love the discipline.
let them be, but at the end, it's the bottom line. I have a girl, so ish, what am I doing?
Hey,
Like it
So
for you.
it's like that.
what's on my mind? Well, I just want to ask you guys. There's this thing that's been going on mostly on Facebook.
Okay.
People are turning into cartoons.
Oh,
People are
what is this?
cartoons.
Ghibli. Yeah, something
Ghibli.
like that. Ghibli,
It's
whatever
Ghibli
it is.
effect. Have you tried it?
I've tried, bruh. Like you know, like every time I have to step
I didn't
in.
go to your social
So
media.
I have tried it, but the problem is that my chat GPT is saying that I'm a white person.
What?
So
Get out of here.
I'm telling you, dog. Like I have tried, like yo, bruh.
How
like,
did they come to that conclusion?
I don't know. Like it turns my photo into that effect style, but it displayed me as a white person. So I was
Hiwan.
like, let me just cut it.
What?
And like
don't
Elena,
know.
it's not that accurate because meaning when you're trying to convert a certain image into that effect or style, jiggy jiggy, there's a third hand.
Yeah.
Jiggy jiggy. Dude, I was once even carrying a cat. Like,
Where did I get that from?
I used this AI. It's a croc. It's a croc, right?
Yeah.
Croc AI. So like I was like, no. I want to show you guys the picture.
Yeah, I want
I
to see
was
that
like,
one.
Yeah.
why is a, I don't know what did you guys call it? It's a mouse or is it something? I was like, no, I'm not even gonna post this.
No.
Let me see this one.
I don't even know what those little
I
things.
was like, no way, no
You
way.
see what I'm
posting
talking about?
this. I was
It's
like,
not even
no.
accurate. It's making some things up into your picture. So nah,
Exactly, man.
I'm just not with it.
I once saw this other one. There were two ladies now. Now they were like in a club. You know this? There was this other trend special about not everyone at the crew is alive.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
still
yeah.
remember that one?
But do you believe it though?
Not
Don't
everyone we see
entirely. I haven't seen
is
anything
alive.
mysterious. So I wouldn't say I entirely believe it, but you know, from the pictures that these people post,
Nah, give
It's
us your
just-
point of view, not what
Like,
people
yeah.
say.
yeah, my point of view, I haven't seen anything mysterious, honestly.
Like, okay, not even seeing. Like, do you believe that? Because some of the people like didn't see anything, but there's that instinct
Something
that
that you
will tell
feel,
you that I like. Definitely, I believe it, or I'm not believing it. So now, what's your own take on that? Do you believe it or not?
I no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe.
Hi,
Like,
okay,
Do you
guys.
believe
now-
it, Spasha? You saying hi? Do you believe it?
No, I wouldn't tell, guys. I wouldn't tell because I'm not a groovy person, so I wouldn't tell.
Dude,
But
Spasha,
I
you have
heard
your days.
Those
horrendous stories about these whole things. Like even on YouTube, people will tell that. Do you know, like the people that you meet on the malls somewhere, someone is not alive. Like you will hear the stories, guys. So
One thing
I don't
about
know.
people, they'll all have crazy stories.
There's-
So hey, some things are hard to believe, but
Some things are hard to believe, but here's the reality of it. Most people, some people, as a matter of fact, do see these things, but when they actually come through to us and be like, "Hey, Spasha, you know, I saw this other lady, Mfana, with her hair, the white lady with some hair, Mfana, at night, you know, the shower was just running itself." You know, some people really do experience those things.
Yeah,
I for one, I tell you about my dad. He's like a pastor.
Okay.
I'm a pastor's kid. He's like a pastor, bro.
Bro,
You know,
I didn't know that.
I am.
You're not even look like a BK.
No, I'm a pastor's kid. Seriously, I am. Mom is a first lady. My dad is a pastor. He has his own church. He has his own congregants. You know, but my dad has his own experience when he was still working. I remember because I was already in high school at the time. Now he was working at some farm in Bethlehem, mind you. He's one of those people that would hardly even believe in these things. He'd always be like on God, you know, God is always looking over me. But when he came through when he came back home, and then he started giving us this story, I was like, whoa! If my dad has experienced one of these things and is actually mentioning it. So all these stories that people would be telling you, some of them could be true. Some people could just be making up stories, honestly. But I actually took it from somebody that I trust,
Yeah.
giving me that story from firsthand, especially for a person that did not even believe, and telling you that I actually saw these things. Like the shower was running itself, bruh, in the middle of the night. They were living in some house, you know house farms. It's like in the middle of nowhere. It's only that house. It has its own experiences, the previous owners, you know, the things that happened in there.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, at night there'll be a shower running itself. Mind you,
Yo,
seriously, special. And you'd recall if you left you simply cannot leave the shower running. It's impossible. So you'd know that, okay, when I went
he
out,
will see or he will just hear the shower running.
he will hear the shower running.
Okay.
And he'd even go there and close it because it disturbs him in his sleep. Now he'd go there and close it off. Goes back to sleep, 30 minutes, 45 minutes later,
it's back on.
it's running again.
Damn.
Jesus! Holy Spirit.
So,
I think the house was possessed, man.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now we could
was
say
haunted.
at the Groove, not everybody's alive, and people would say nobody says things out of fun. Well, most people say things out of out of the fun of just saying it.
But man, you cannot fabricate something.
You cannot fabricate something like that.
You
You check, but hey, it was special.
yo, so this guy,
When I special, do you
spirituality is
believe in
very
stuff
big.
like that?
Huh?
Do you believe in stuff like that? Like seeing people who are long gone on this earth go groove?
No, I don't. Like I don't. Hence, like maybe I so born.
Yeah.
I think you get like bonang.
Yeah.
So guys, what do you think about this trend of Sangomas leaving their practices and turning into Christians?
Having what?
Leaving their practices of being a Sangomas and now turning to be Christians. For example, the most well-known Sangoma of South Africa, Gogos Koteni.
Oh yeah. Well, she's a Christian now.
Guys, you didn't see that?
What?
Let me like play
I'm
this
left
video.
behind.
Damn,
Guys.
the only last time
I was like, what is
in the
happening?
loop?
What
It
is
was when
happening?
she left this thingies of hers,
Yeah.
that Sangoma thingy behind, and I was like,
What?
do you even live being a Sangoma?
She did that?
Let me play these, guys.
This is Utumi. Sambanani, this is Utumi, Mutsuning known as Gogos Koteni. I'm officially making this video to announce that I am no longer a traditional healer. I am no longer a Sangoma. I am no longer practicing as a Sangoma. I am no longer doing consultations. I am no longer giving out isidliso. I'm no longer giving out imbiza.
No longer giving out what?
It's Lisa.
Damn.
I'll forever acknowledge and respect my ancestors, and I'll forever believe in my ancestors. And I am a child of God.
Could you rewind a little bit?
This is the day that the Lord has made.
Yo,
I will
a lot of shit is happening.
Yo.
This is Utumi, Mutsuning known as Gogos Koteni. I'm officially making this video to announce that I am no longer a traditional healer. I am no longer a Sangoma. I am no longer practicing as a Sangoma. I am no longer doing consultations. I am no longer giving out isidliso. I'm no longer giving out imbiza, yonke nje lento. I'm no longer doing it. However, I'll forever acknowledge and respect my ancestors, and I'll forever believe in my ancestors. And I am a child of God. Yes, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm very much happy. I wish I could sing. I wish I could do so much. But yeah, my heart is full. Wangethula umthwalo,
She's even singing.
wangethula umthwalo, ngomthandazo wami.
I don't understand, like, what's the whole idea of leaving that traditional healer thing behind and
Exactly,
turning
bruh.
into... I don't understand. Can maybe someone balance me real quick?
You know what? All I can say is that people like. She explained it. Lord. I think let's listen to this other one.
Nah, just
before we can
summarize
even
it for
talk
us, 'cause-
Because I can't even summarize it. I want you guys to listen to it.
Sanibonani, this is Tumi Mutsuni. Just a quick reminder, inkukhu ayidalelwanga ukususa izono zakho, inkukhu ayidalelwanga ukususa amabhadi, inkukhu ayidalelwanga ukugeza
Chicken,
iyabusha,
bruh.
inkukhu
Chicken isn't meant to
ayidalelwanga
remove
ukugeza
bad lucks and all of that.
inkukhu
Yeah.
ayidalelwanga
Yes, that is what you guys do. That is what you guys do.
Which guys?
Remember from
Which
from
guys?
that episode Religion versus Culture. Remember from that episode Religion versus Culture.
Yeah.
You guys said that.
Which
you
guys? I said, I believe in both.
You believe in both.
Yeah.
Like
Ancestors
okay,
And God.
yeah.
you
So
know,
I don't get you when you say, okay, go on.
you
go
know,
on.
you know about this whole Gogos Koteni thing. Like I think it was a trend, man. It was a trend. Unfortunately, some of the families that took their children to be initiated by her, because
Yeah, what
also
happened?
the Sangomas are also what do you guys call it?
I don't know.
They are being credited to be called Baba, I get it. And the Babas are the one that are having the initiates, right?
What happened to those people who had the
That she
Exactly.
initiated.
That's my point right now. Like she had, I think, more than hundreds of initiated, initiates that come from her.
Yeah.
So I want to know about all those banana.
Who's gonna be their Gobela
Yes.
now? Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's Gobela, right?
Yes, because
Yeah.
she's no longer practicing.
So what's gonna happen
She's
to?
no longer Sangoma. She retired, bruh. She retired.
She does not give Isgliso anymore.
So you see some of the things like this whole thing, like the traditional, some of them like they're not, bruh. I'm afraid to say this, but they're not. People are doing it because of the trend. People are doing it because of the money. Because now, she also mentioned that even if you don't have a spiritual calling, they will just, the moment you go to their indumbas, they will make sure that they use something, they will bend something to consult maybe with you, and they will make sure that the motive that they used against you will definitely show you, like you'll be hallucinating, seeing the things that are not there. So you see, guys, so
Like-
some of the things we get to learn,
And we go to these people
yes,
with the hope that they.
no, not what I'm saying. Yes,
Well, you just,
I don't do sangomas, guys.
okay, but for those that do, they
Yeah.
do go out there to these people and they do seek advice on matters that really has to do with their own personal lives, matters that really affect their lives. And then somebody who has no spiritual calling and is there saying things about your life that are not entirely true. And I mean, how does that one work?
the audacity, bro.
The audacity.
Bruh, like if she's saying that you will come to her in Dumba and ban those things that will make you to hallucinate and see the things that the abadimu, like you see certain cloths that you have to wear or to
Yeah,
be initiated
yeah.
by that particular person. If they're able to do that, how many sangomas that are like, I don't want to say misdiagnosed. I don't know how did you guys call it, but how many sangomas are out there that didn't have a calling, but they were used a spell on them to believe that they have calling, and they paid. Even like I heard that one initiate can be 10,000.
Seriously?
It's massive
Yes.
money, bro.
It's expensive.
So-
Yeah.
10,000, and maybe you will be obliged to buy maybe a
Certain-
cow, a goat. I don't know what you
That's
guys
besides
do.
the initiation.
You
money.
keep on saying you guys.
Cause
Don't refer
that-
to us, nah.
Yes, that's some of the things that I'm hearing, guys. Again, I'm not believing into those things, so I cannot say that. Labon. So
Say
I want them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to phrase it well. So yeah, guys. So until get into the biggest trend for this
The
week,
water
like
better.
what is going to happen about Banababatu that already went to her school to learn to be Sangomas.
I think it's just
and
business.
now she retired.
Yeah.
For her, I think it was just business, cause
And also, why
I
is
don't
she
really-
exposing a lot of Sangomas that know?
But she's saying her piece. She's saying her experience, right? She's talking about the things that she did, the things that she experienced as a Sangoma, right? I don't feel like she's exposing anybody unless if those Sangomas out there are doing exactly what she's doing, then she's exposing them. But if they're not, then they have nothing to worry about. She's just saying her piece about her experience as a Sangoma, and as a person that used to practice and do all those things. Yeah.
Guys, I think we are a generation that is lost. We are a generation that is lost. We need to like go back. And the funny thing about, there's someone that mentioned something that how can you as a 20 something old, like you go to consult somewhere and they tell you that you have a calling, and from your upbringing, like you didn't have a weird things that Sangomas would say. Like, when I was growing up, I had to do this and this and this and this and this and this. So, how do you believe that you have
A calling.
while you are still growing up, like
You
just
grew up
like
normally.
me, just like me growing up.
People should
nicely. Now you have. Hi guys, I think going
People-
to Sangomas, you
people
always
should
come
just
with
take-
stress.
People should just take
I have
their
never,
meds.
I have never had
Yeah.
someone that would say that I went to Sangoma and they told me that there's nothing wrong about me.
People should just take their meds and stop thinking that they can be Sangomas. all day.
Honestly.
Like, that's for real, bruh.
Because sometimes is it us running away from dealing with our mental issues or our personal issues, and
I think so, dude.
that could be the issue,
I
right?
think so, dog. I think so, cause I think some of us like. Nah, I won't say meds. I won't say meds, cause I don't know why people can say that if they're not taking meds, but I don't know. So I think that about mental health, like
Right?
like if you are depressed, you have anxiety, like your body is experiencing a lot of things, like your mind is running, like there's a lot that is happening, so you will just end up hallucinating, seeing things that now you think that you have calling. No, guys, we should stop that and seek proper help, you know.
Because honestly, if there's anything that we black people that is to seek help, that is to go out there and talk to somebody like no like you need a psychologist. We hardly do that. We hardly ever talk to about even if not psychologists, Spasha. Some people that you can trust, some people that you can talk to, and some people that you can be comfortable talking to. I
think it's 90s, man. I think it's 90s. I think people that are born in 90s.
Who do that?
Hona Gen Z, guys, Hona, this generation of Gen Z, like, if there is something that is wrong, we definitely, like, deal with it.
Yeah.
I think people that are born the 90s, I think, and some of them, I think I was watching something that it was topic like between 90s and 2000s. Like, I've get to experience that a lot of 2000s are living. And the 90s, like, they're still, I don't know, guys, what is happening?
We don't know, Spasha. What's happening? You talking
What is
about?
happening, guys? Ama90s, what is happening, guys? No.
What is living, Spasha? What are we talking? What kind of living?
All
are we
right.
talking about?
I will say for the portion of Ama2k because I'm 2k. Ama2k, like, they have broke like a lot of generational cases that they were saying that a certain, like, there's a certain standard of dressing, there's a certain standard of behaving, there's a certain standard of, like, engaging with people, you know. So if you will see the life of a 2K and compare to the life of 95, 94, 93 and 90, there's a huge difference.
In what sense?
In what sense? Ama2k, like, I don't know if it's in the DNA. I don't know, but they will just tell you that, man, this is something that I'm not gonna do. If you as a parent, you're saying that, you are not supposed to do this and that, Ama2k will say that, no, so when I, as someone that was born around under 95, then if how you move, you will sit. You will sit, even how you move, right? So now I'm a 2K owner, but another thing you know, I think Ama2k fixed the country, fixed Ama2k, like they did a lot. They did a lot, man. Like, even if you see someone that is a 2K suffering from depression and anxiety, they will just speak about it.
Yeah.
That I'm not cool,
Like in
bruh.
most cases, they even laugh about it.
Exactly.
Like
I'm
for
not
real.
cool, bruh. But someone that is under 95,
Yeah.
would you tell, like that person will tell you that I'm depressed?
You'll even see it.
No.
Can I get back to what you were talking about the 2000 fix in the country? There was this other one time when my friend and I were talking, we're sitting down and talking about all the differences and what, not just individually what everybody else is experiencing, what everybody else is doing individually, but what this country is going to and the future leaders, because it's not a lie that tomorrow we won't have these leaders that we have in parliament, right? We are still gonna need people that are gonna sit at the G20s. We are still gonna need people that are gonna sit with the world leaders. It goes way beyond being fashionists. It goes way beyond being influencers. It goes way beyond, because when all these companies close, for instance, Donald Trump just gave TikTok 75 days to actually sell their company. You check. So when you have a career that's entirely relying on another person's company,
On digitals.
then we have a problem. Not entirely a problem, because some people are thriving in these instances. But my main objective about this generation is the fact that what you just mentioned, they get to tell their parents where to get off. You check. We're talking about people that are saying, they're not just gonna say things just to spite you. They're not gonna stop you from going to certain places just to spite you, but they be stopping you from going to those places because perhaps of the experiences that they've had, or perhaps because of something that they know. You check. And we entirely go over there blindsided. I know what I'm doing. You check. We live in that generation that is, how do I call it? I'd put it in the principles of discipline. We have a generation that gets to tell the other older person, the person that actually made them who they are, they get to tell them what to get off. What about the rest of the other country? What about the rest of the other people out there in the community? So it goes back to the senses of discipline. As much as we're living, as much as we're breaking the boundaries, but who's going to be our next president? Who's gonna be our next minister of finance? Who's gonna be who's gonna save our lives? Because everybody today wants to be an artist. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to be a producer. Everybody wants to be a content creator. So we don't have lawyers anymore. We don't have doctors in the hospitals anymore. One talk. So it's just, as much as we have a difference in the mental health issues, where some people are very depressed, it's different. You find people that are very depressed because they're concerned about their lives and its direction, where it's going, and they don't have the right ways to actually deal with that. And then you have the other ones that do have the same problems, but hide all of that by going out there, living that life like you only live once. It's like nothing else matters. You check. So it's only a system of how these two people deal with their problems that entirely leads to us seeing the other one and then the other one it's those kind of things. So now my point is just that yes, we could be from different generations, even the 80s, we could even include the 70s, right? They're still not that far, but we gotta have people that are willing to be thinking about the country, about the future generation, more than they're thinking about what's happening here now.
Okay, I really understand you, bro, and I'm with you that side. I'm with you. And one thing that I can say right now is that I was saying that in the context of now this generation doesn't depend on what will happen in future. What will happen in future? Because right now, if you have those things that you say that you are thinking, oh Lord, what's going to happen like next year, you know?
Yeah, being
so
one-
you know what, like not one thing that I like about them, like we're living in the moment, you know. But tabenya, yeah, disrespecting their parents, it is wrong. Like there's no one that is going to condone that behavior
Yeah,
of
yeah,
disrespecting their parents, right? Okay, so around 2020 we experienced COVID-19.
Yeah.
What was happening about the people that were like, people lost their jobs,
Exactly.
people like they were sitting at home, like there was no hope, you know. So these Ama2k, like they had to try to make something out of that thing, you know, to make sure that okay, people are sitting at home. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
How can I generate my money sitting at
Yeah,
home?
and they give
You
us
know?
content now.
Yes,
Yo.
exactly. So they make sure that like they provide a lot of
In the moment of distress.
yes.
Yeah.
So the problem about us, we have like there's a mentality of like you have to like go to school, graduate, and
Get a job.
9 to 5 every day for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
9 to 5 for the rest of your life, which is something that education is important, because you cannot be streetwise without education.
Exactly.
That is something that you guys should know. Even if you can say that Bokespa, you are not a Kespa. You are not a Kespa. At least get education first, then be street smart.
Yeah.
Because when you see right now, like a lot of young people in this digital, they are getting paid, bruh.
Yeah.
They are living the life, bruh. They are living the life. They don't depend on Tabinyauri. Like South Africa has a high rate of unemployment. So if we are still sitting that we graduated, we are still waiting for our 9 to 5 jobs, what's going to happen?
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing is
So
gonna happen.
now, what I like about them is that, like, man, they change everything.
They
dog.
change the game.
Yes, they change everything. They change everything. Because right now, when you see like a lot of people now, they are doing, yes, you mentioned content. In what terms? Podcasting.
Yeah.
People are doing podcasting. People are doing like
They vlogging.
vlogging. You
vlogging.
see,
All of that.
It's
So
amazing, man.
how would you know, okay, there's a Monday, if we're still waiting, okay, I'm done graduating now, I'm waiting for 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
You see? So a lot of like well-known influencers, they will tell you, bruh, like, show me a influencer that say that I didn't go to varsity, that I'm making it.
Most of them did.
Most of them did.
Yeah.
So hence I'm
Most
saying
of them
that
are graduates.
to be creative, you need to be education first smart. You
Yeah.
know, before you can be street smart.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how it goes. But then yeah, disrespect, guys. I'm not gonna condone it. I'm not gonna condone it. Like there's a lot of Ama2k that they're disrespecting their parents, and that behavior, it's all, come on guys, it's all. But one thing that we should realize, you also mentioned that most of the parents will make examples of, like they make example of things that they have experienced.
Yeah.
In terms of like telling you like, no, you should not do this, you should
yeah.
not do that.
Yeah.
I think it's also limitation.
Oh, yeah?
In terms of like, if you keep telling that, you keep making sure that how that mentality of the things that happen to you, you're causing the trauma to the child, to the point that this child, when Asali independent, will see that I did not live. I did not live. There are a lot of people that right now they will say that the only education that I got from home is that I should be respectful, which is nice. I should go to school and study, which is nice. And I should get the job and I should get married and have a family, you know, which is nice. But also, there are some of their feelings were like they were oppressed in that situation
Yeah.
that you should not do this.
Yeah.
Behave this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Wabon. So in that way, some of them like they developed a trauma.
They don't get to be who they really are.
They don't get to be who they are.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now they are old.
Yeah. And then they start
The
doing.
game has changed.
Damn.
Now they are
They're behaving like kids.
exactly. There's Ama2k on a cruise. There's
Yeah.
a 50th on a cruise living.
Man,
Because
90s
of-
are trying
they
to look
couldn't-
like 2000s.
They couldn't have that
Bruh.
thing. The groove was always there. The groove was always there.
Yeah.
It's just that the problem is that
They were denied
Exactly.
the opportunity to go over there,
Exactly.
right? Because I tell you, you're right, Spasha. I tell you about me. I grew up. You remember I was telling you about being a pastor's kid, so you can only imagine what that's like. You go to school. I even had to leave football.
Like I'm surprised that you are pastor's kid. Like, dog, like,
Honestly,
you're so far.
I'm far from a pastor's kid, and I had to work very hard. It wasn't a ride in the park. But honestly, I grew up like that as a pastor's kid. Up until grade 12, nothing. No drinking, no vibe, no smoking,
Damn.
none of those things. Till grade 12, my only trips would be school.
But that was nice discipline.
Yeah, it was nice and
Yeah.
disciplined. But let me tell you what that did to me when I got to the real world and I got to have my own key and not knocking at anybody's door. Right? Because it's always been in me. Sometimes I'd be like, can I go out with my friends? I'd be like, no, you're not going there. It's at night. Now, the fact that I was being rebooked from going out at night, it made me anxious. I wanted to see what it is that's happening at night. You remember? You check.
Yeah.
Now, when I started going out there, it's during my first year. And then it's nice. Everybody's like going out. We live in a common house. Everybody's like going out. Hey man, are you taking along? We're going out. Even if you don't drink, it's okay. We're just going out to have drinks. All right, I'm there. I'm going out. Right? It all starts there. Now, it's not even peer pressure. You go out there, and then the next time you ask, because I asked, when are we going out again? That's how lovely it was.
Yeah.
Now you can imagine, it's in a city. I did. Yeah, man. It's in a city over there. It's unlike at KC where you be like going out to a tavern and then you like scared of some other dude. That's one time you be like, oh no, that one got number one. It's like nice, bro. People are smelling nice. People are lovely. It's
People are
energetic.
minding their own
People are minding
business.
their own business. Everybody's just chilled out. You're like, what? So this is what's really happening at night, eh?
And the funny thing about this whole thing, people will say that Ama2k, like they are like who, like you mentioned, who will be the next president, the minister of
Yeah,
finance,
yeah.
and all of that. When we are being real for guys, when we are being for real, like comparing to the numbers or comparing to the how things were being done back then versus now, I think Ama2k are the one that taking education very serious. Ama2k are graduating.
Yeah,
Ama2k,
left, right, and center,
like
it's graduations.
Special. That's my problem. A lot of people are graduating, but there are less corporates to hire these graduates. I mean, how many teachers are graduating in 1 year? And how many schools are there in the country? Because if at the age of 25, you're gonna stick there for the next 35 years.
Yes, I think it goes back to the leading government. I think it goes back to, because if our leading government provided like those like schools, those like companies and all of that, so I think we're gonna be like flourishing in terms of like making sure that people are working, and also that it contribute to like a lot of young people. Hence, right now there's a high rate of like unemployment. Because if there are positions right now, those positions will be filled by certain people that don't even have like the qualifications for that particular job. And when you see those people are like ke batho ba baholo, guys.
Just because
Old
they
people,
find-
old people.
Yeah.
Wabona? So if babanyani, they can be taken seriously and being groomed into those positions, I think it will definitely have changes.
You know, special. I'm a bit objective. I think we should start taking ourselves more seriously before we expect the government to take us seriously. Because I tell you about the national budget that is being presented every year in February. You go out there, you ask a lot of people. We can ask the guys in here. They have no idea what's going on with the budget. They don't have any idea what Mr. Gates was saying last month about the Free State budget. Nobody knows.
Yesterday, actually.
Huh?
Yesterday.
Even yesterday, he spoke. Yeah, I remember there was some objection about that, about the first budget, and they scheduled it. So we hardly have information about the things that really matter. Every year, there's an NYDA budget that always goes back into the budget without being utilized. That goes into each and every
Do
municipality.
you think that money is going back to the budget because it was not utilized? Do you think
Well,
that?
I'd like to
I
think
don't.
so.
I don't.
Okay, continue.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
But my point is, there's a money that's being allocated for young people to begin business. I remember there was one time when I was watching a parliamentary show. It was provincial councils. They were sitting down and talking about the issue of unemployment. They even went into network marketing, talking about these companies that actually offer network marketing opportunities, where you get to sell these products and then you get to make profits, and you get to generate your own income.
Okay.
There is a budget that's being allocated for young people, for youth development specifically, for these BBEs, the small businesses. Special, we hardly have, if we have businesses, we have undocumented businesses. And it is very hard to go over there and get things by the book if your company itself is not going by the book. But about the bank statements, it's 6 months.
Yeah.
But about what track record how much you make a month and stuff like that. Hadi you no. The informal businesses. That's why you find it's very hard. What I'm trying to get at, Spasha, is we can be all graduates. We can graduate, but it is all up to us to have to establish the cooperatives that there are much more people. Because Hoshaba, the government, F18 for the past 30 years, it's pointless. It has a track record. Nothing has changed. But with the little opportunities we can be able to tap into those and actually get to generate ourselves a better cooperatives. I mean, there's just a lot. We're talking the petrol station that is inactive, just that is not working. Some people that would actually come together and make sure we solve the problem. I'd make an example, a construction company.
Yeah.
You have a graduate year ama2ks, you have a graduate year plumbing, you have a graduate year HR, you have a graduate year ed computer, at banka admin, and then maybe you have a graduate year business management. You have 5 people. That's a powerhouse. That's a company on top. But individually, no Genanai. Each and every one of them is looking for a job to be employed. Mara, we're talking about a powerhouse. We're talking about somebody who's going to market their job. I mean, every project it shouldn't come. It's something that should be done and be facilitated internally.
Yes.
Yeah. The graduates are more. They get to build, and then structure plumbing. I had some plumbing in school. o etsa plan B mo re na le mamang wa motlakase o santse re tshupela re na le ba pente sentse ba betsa pente. It's a company, it's a functional company. O kgona hore in 1 month perhaps selemong o sentse di project tse kae 15 20.
That's true.
You check.
Yeah.
And
And it's gonna be easy also for a MDY like to allocate the funds.
to allocate the fund.
So that because it's a like you see if we're working in a cruise,
Exactly.
So it's gonna be easy. They provide like the funds. Okay, this is what is happening, and this whole thing can change like perspective of everyone in the community.
Exactly.
Wabo. So yeah, I totally get you.
Yeah. So it's,
Hey, guys, sometimes these things, hey, guys, I don't want to lie. Whatever. Okay, let me make an example with the living thing. Ne? I was part of a cooperative. Ne?
yeah.
What kind of cooperative?
That kind of agricultural
Okay.
type. Okay, so we had these people who were offering us beehives, ne? Whereby we're gonna produce honey and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Our only thing we had to do was to claim space and have a lease, ne? Okay, one of the people who was part of our cooperative already had land like from years back. His only thing he had to do, or what we had to do as a cooperative, was to go to the municipality, get a lease and stuff like that. Yo, dude, you won't believe the process to get just a simple lease, and it was like already the guy's land, bruh.
It was his land.
Already. He just like the.
So how does he had a land without a lease? Like
Obviously, what's about khale, dude. Temalaga ipeile kancane.
it was his not land.
Mamela. Listen. We pay dane. What's about over some couple of time over the years, it will be officially yours, even though you don't have the documents required.
Yeah.
They don't have that knowledge.
I don't know about that. So
Maravela.
I wouldn't say I don't know about that. Because if you are utilizing the land, you are utilizing the municipality land. I carry
And
without
you go
their
back
knowledge.
yeah,
without their knowledge, right? Even if they know, they see, there's something that is happening there.
Sure.
Like they wouldn't even stop you, I guess. But when as a person, don't take it to the point that you will say that this is my land. Because I've been utilizing this land for over 10 years.
Yeah.
In communities like this,
Yeah.
they see this person is trying to make a living, so why are you see?
So it's my fault. It's
wait a
my
minute.
fault.
No, I want
now you want to try to do a business that will be legitimate in terms of like making sure that everything runs smoothly. You have to make sure that there's a lease, there's everything to make sure that you get a funding for that particular business.
How am I gonna get a
You will go to
funding?
municipality and over that portion of land.
Yeah.
So there's a process. Because you had the land without proper documentation. I don't know if someone understands me.
Bafana got documentation from the first place.
You utilize the land without a proper documentation that land. But because of you're using that land for more than 14 years, 15 years, you felt entitled that this is my land. Right? So now we are working with the laws, like there's something like there has to be procedures that need to be followed to make sure that you have a land.
What kind of procedures?
Bruh, like I said, you just need to go and register for that land, right? There's a human settlement for that. Like, now how that land
Mamela,
is
remember
can be
this
utilized.
was a cooperative. You don't have to
Yes.
go to human settlement.
But how can we even use the land?
No,
that is-
Jena, a cooperative is together. Balata mem cancelara, this is our plan. Here's this and this. Get some okay. Mem cancelara fana spaces ka sansa fana ka sona zone nzanza primary makwenya. Yeah, fana spaces kalo. Okay, it's fine. Your work over the years. When it's time to claim and get the proper documentations, things go sideways. Why?
I definitely understand you. Like from your example, you went to the councillor told you that you can utilize the space. You utilized the space for more than 15 years. And now, when so now the entitlement, you feel like this is I'm entitled for this portion of land. So now, if you want that land, because firstly you started from councillor works for what? For the what is in lead the municipality. So meaning that you have given to make sure that the business cell is moving. But when how follow a protocol to get that land, right?
Which is that protocol?
Ebe we le masipaleng wa batla that ebe we le masipaleng wa batla that land like
Lease.
lawfully so.
Dude,
right.
Okay, sharp. You're taller. Spasha, we did like everything we had to do. Go to the municipality, claim. We were even trying to hire the space.
Yeah, that is something that I understand about those whole thing, because they end up like messy. They end up messy. Like people like they will say that man, it's just a mess. I don't even want to try that. It's because of what? Because of lack of information from the start. Because like I can definitely understand if you utilize the land for more than 5 years, 6 years, you will feel entitled that so, but if you have those projects that need to be registered and like need to work to the point that this is the business, now you have to start the procedure from the scratch, because you have to make sure that the
That's
land
what
is
we were
being
trying
registered.
to do.
Yeah. So no, that means register. So the time
We were registered already when we were wanting a lease, dog.
Yeah, I definitely understand, bruh. So before we can even, what's your take on 90s versus 2Ks?
90s should be 90s, 2Ks should be 2Ks. Let them 2Ks be. Let us be, guys.
Let
Like
the 90s be older brothers and older sisters.
Yeah,
and
they
let the
all-
kids be kids.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
exactly. This is no competition. Like, dog, sister, you
outside-
older than me. What's that thing you got against me?
Exactly. But guys, like there's something that I noticed, like it's everywhere. Like the 90s have beef with 2Ks. They have
Why?
beef with 2Ks.
Why?
We
Like, I
don't.
don't know, bruh. Like they have beef with 2Ks.
Serious beef,
You know.
like mad beef.
Guys, we will definitely discuss this 90 versus
we
2K
still need to have this conversation.
Because wow. So guys,
I think we should invite a 90s and a 2K when we talk about this 90s
bruh, I'm
versus
2K.
2K.
I will stand here.
Well, I'll be
Nah,
here.
we can't be part of that. We just
Yeah.
need the
Yeah,
two
and T
different
will be here
guests.
too.
Yeah, guys. So we are closing right now. Yeah.
Just before we close a little bit, I have something that I gotta run from the management side. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you happen to have a property? Just perhaps you have that little bit of space that you've been thinking about renovating. Could be a kitchen, could be a dining room, could be the bathroom. Well, if you do, and you've been thinking of renovating, you've been thinking of doing something with that little bit of space of yours, well, an SNT Enterprise Property Development Services, they are here to cater you with all of that. Well, do listen. They do offer these services: professional plumbing. They offer electrical wiring, painting, welding, bricklay. They do paving. They do ceiling for both rhino board and PVC. Man, they do drywall designs, flooring and decking. They do tiling, they do roofing, and definitely they do aluminium. So if you do have one of those projects and you want somebody to do the job for you, to get the job done for you, SNT Enterprise are the best company for you. Well, here's where you can get hold of them. The contact number is 078 402 0166. So the number is 078 402 0166. And of course, you can also email them at SNT Enterprise 43, SNT Enterprise 43 at gmail.com. And of course, you can also find them on Facebook. It's SNT Enterprise Plumbing Services. And of course, man, the trading hours, it's always Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. And then you find them on Saturdays again from 8 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. So SNT Enterprise Property Development Services, they are your guys.
Away.
Yes,
So
sir.
where this company allocated?
Oh, the address, man! I almost forgot the most important
Yeah.
thing. They're located here in ama2k. Here's the address. The address is 1428 ama2k Rosendal 9720. So the address is 1428 ama2k Rosendal. That's where you actually find the SNT Enterprise.
I'm looking at it on Facebook.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
looking
what's
at
good.
the work,
I think
man.
that's it for today.
Yeah.
Prefer to see y'all on the next episode. Don't forget
Guys,
to
this is
like,
beautiful.
subscribe, and share. And
do
please
beautiful
also engage. Awash. That's it for today.
Well, sorry, Spasha is already looking at the SNT production, SNT Enterprise.
I didn't know about it, guys. I'm sure when it will be the first time. Before you can even guys, it's very important. Before you can even hire people, go check them out first.
Yeah.
Look at the work. Right now, I'm very, very, very,
Does
very
some good
confident
work,
to say
yeah.
that definitely I need to do something. So yeah, I'm gonna check them out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been good being with you. My name is Black MK, and of course, this is the 9720 Unplugged podcast. The whole team is here. The whole gang was here. We're just having good conversations. Thank you for sticking around till this much. If you've made it till the end of the video, appreciate you very much. We love you with all our hearts, man. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. We out.
Bye.